You are not underconfident. You are just undertrained. Let this thought settle in because this sentence can actually change the way you look at confidence. Hi everybody, this is Shruti and I welcome you to another video with English Shari. Today we are going to discuss how you can become dangerously confident. Whichever room I walk in, whoever I talk to, I always come across as a strong person or a confident person. How did I achieve that is what I will share today, maybe the secret sauce of my confidence. Now in this video, I'm not going to motivate you or give you tips and tricks or probably share affirm with me, I can do that, I am confident. Not really. We are going to look at some practical roadmaps by which you can be confident wherever you go. So I've divided this video in three parts. Number one, first we will focus on how your brain function. If you not understand the functionality, you'll not be able to train it. Number two, we will train your brain so that confidence comes to you automatic. Third and foremost, the practical executioner steps which will take you closer to your confidence. It's like you have confidence, but it is just in a box. Now we have to tap in and open that box so that you can become unstoppable. Stay tuned and let's do this one after the other. So let's begin with our part number one. Part one, understand your brain. Before I tell you something about confidence, I want you to answer this. Have you tried anything scary in your life? Something that you were really, really scared of? For me, it was bungee jumping. The moment I jumped from height, my God, it was a crazy experience. Now, people often ask me, Shruti, were you confident the moment you jumped? And my answer is absolutely not. You know what? My heart was racing, my body was shivering, every cell of my brain was telling me, buddy, don't do it. But eventually I did. The moment I landed, the first thing I said was, wow, I actually did it. Now I want you to understand something from this. Was I confident before the jump? Not really. Did confidence come before jump? No, it came after jump. Your brain functions exactly this way. People come and say, Shruti, I don't feel confident. Confidence will never come to you before you do something, it comes after it. So when you take action, that's when you get confidence. That's what you have to do. Take example of people who climb mountains or people who climb Mount Everest. Do they wake up one day saying, okay, today I have to climb the highest mountain in the world? Not really. They try, they fail, they struggle, and eventually they achieve it. But once they complete that, once they climb the highest peak, their confidence is unshakable. That's exactly how your brain functions. Brain actually understand the idea of experiences. Through experiences, it feels okay, my action is proving. Take example or take idea of your brain like AI. Will AI give you better answers if your prompt is weak? Not really. Versus if your prompt is well structured, it will give you better result, better output. Our brain is like a store box, memory box, right? So maybe it has some of the memory from your past events where you didn't feel confident. Maybe any moment in the past where you wanted to speak in English but you somehow couldn't. When you tried speaking, somebody mocked you or made fun of you. Your relative said something to you. When you were in office, somebody cut you off because of your communication. So all these memories are now in your brain, which is stopping you to become confident. That's why I tell people standing in front of the mirror and saying I'm confident will not help you. Because your brain will eventually ask, where is the proof? Where exactly? How come? You have to get this straight in your head that if you will feed your brain fear, it will create fear. If you will feed success or victorious moment, it will show you that. It will eventually give you confidence. So confidence comes after the action you take. And in this video, we are going to learn those actions. I'll tell you a small incident from my school and college days. So once in my college, I was participating in a debate competition. I went on stage and let me tell you before that, I was always confident in speaking in front of 20 to 30 people. That was something I had done before, right? But this very competition, I'm telling you, the moment I stood on stage, I saw that the auditorium is filled today. It was filled with people that I lost count on how many are sitting, how many are standing, and I panicked. So as far as I remember, I introduced myself, introduced the topic I'm going to talk about, and then my brain froze completely. After a second, I said, sorry. Everyone cheered. Maybe they just wanted me to feel that it's okay, Shruti, not every day is a good day. But deep in my brain, I felt so bad that, Shruti, you moved up. I was completely guilty and nervous. I didn't face my teacher for good 1 week. If she used to come, I used to change my path that I don't want to cross and share this with my tutor. What exactly happened? Now, this was a bad memory. Maybe you also have this bad memory, as I just said. But I didn't let this bad memory settle in my brain. I started participating or giving my name in every second competition in college. Because the rule here was not for me to win. I just wanted to make myself comfortable. So initially, I used to speak for a minute, slowly 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And later on, the moment I stepped out, I could speak for 15, 20 minutes at a stretch as well without hesitation. That's what. So I gave my brain one low effort, maybe one failure it recorded, but I gave 10 victories so that next time it remembers that, okay, you have done it in the past, I can give you that confidence. This brings me to point number 2 is train your brain. Confidence comes from repetition and repetition builds reputation. Let's take example of gym. When you go to gym, do you just lift one dumbbell and eventually say, okay, I'm done for today? No, whatever exercise you do, you repeatedly do certain things. Maybe if you're doing squats, you don't just do one squat and that's it. No, you do maybe 10, 15, 20. Why? Because repetition helps you grow your muscles. Your brain is actually a muscle. It needs repetition, not motivation, because motivation is not sustainable. That's what exactly we do at English Yari. Our learners do not get confidence just by attending one amazing session. They get confidence through repeated actions. Every day, they speak for 25 minutes, they learn, they commit mistakes, understand what's wrong, and day by day, they get this clear idea, oh my lord, I've done this 100 times. That is what builds confidence in them and they become unstoppable. Now, here is a thing. You do not have to just practice speaking. You have to practice speaking in situations. To all my people who are watching me right here, till now, I'll give you certain situations, and after this video, try speaking on the situations. Imagine you're introducing yourself to a group of 100 people. How would you introduce? Now, take a situation where your manager said something, but you do not actually go by what he said, or you want to say something differently. How would you make your point? Number 3 is you're meeting a friend after 10 years. What would be your initial way of starting a conversation or striking a conversation? Give yourself multiple situations, start speaking about it, so that when in real life this situation comes, you actually are prepared how to speak on it, or you've played in your brain 100 times. If you know Bruce Lee, he always said one thing, that I'm not scared of somebody who knows 100 different moves. I am always scared of somebody who has done one or practiced one single move for 100 times. So it's okay, practice that particular mindset and you'll see the improvement. When you do this, please do not forget your body. It's good that you're training your brain, you're training on certain words, but your body reveals a lot about you too. Your eyes, your shoulder, your body language, your spine, the way your hands move, everything tells about it. So have that focus while speaking. Do I smile enough? Do I make eye contact? Do I engage with my body? Do I have open body language? All those things actually help you in your journey. So train your body along with your words. And this brings me to part number 3. Part number 3, challenge your brain. The biggest confidence killer is not failure, it's avoidance. Every time you stop or you stay silent in meetings, your brain records. Speaking is dangerous. You do not ask questions. When a lot of people are present, your brain records. People might judge me. You do not introduce yourself. What is happening right now? Every time you're staying silent, your brain is getting evidence that, okay, he is not confident. Now, here is a part, challenge yourself. You know what? You get confidence out of your comfort zone, never in your comfort zone. So every day you have to do one thing that makes you uncomfortable. It could be starting one conversation, talking to anybody, recording yourself in for a minute on any topic, maybe approaching somebody, networking yourself, staying into a conversation, asking a question in meeting, anything. You ask yourself, what makes me uncomfortable? Try doing that. Feed your brain enough memory that it understands you are born confident, you have it in you. Courage comes before confidence. If you'll not have the courage, how would you have the confidence? Courage will give you space to present, and your presentation will help you achieve confidence. Before I end this video, remember these 3 parts. Number 1, understand how your brain works. Wherever I feel underconfident, what are those past moments which have created this feeling? Change that. Number 2 is train your brain. Practice different situations. You can also connect to our WhatsApp community to know certain things about that. Third and foremost, challenge yourself. One actionable, challenging moment every day. Before I wrap this video, firstly, thank you so much for staying so long over here. I want you to understand one thing. Confident people are not born, or the ones you see, they're very confident. They're not born confident. They actually train themselves to be confident. Next time, do not tell yourself, or ask yourself, how do I become confident? Rather, give enough experiences to your brain, then excuses that it believes that you are dangerously confident. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching. I'll see you in another video.